morning, students. I hope that all of you are doing well, and also you are observing my accountancy teaching, the previous classes teaching. I hope that all of you are understanding properly. If you got any doubts, just I think the college has given my number. If you have any doubt, just you get it clarified through phone. Okay, students? So now, as you know, so far we have worked out some problems. Which relates to some problems, as you know, some of the important technical terms we have to understand. So today, I am going to explain some of the important terms with which we are associated while doing the problems. Likewise, they are, we'll say that, important terms used in accounts. See, now the first one is, as you know, students, we often come across with the term subscription. First one is subscription. What do you mean by subscription? See, as you know, to become a member of a non-profit organization, each and every member is supposed to pay some amount. So that amount we are going to call it as subscription. In other words, subscription is the money payable by the person who want to become a member of non-profit organization to keep alive their membership. They may pay subscription in monthly or quarterly or half yearly or yearly. So that is the main source of income to the not-for-profit organization. It is the revenue income because it has to be paid monthly or quarterly or half yearly or yearly. That is what is called subscription. In other words, subscription is the money or the amount payable by the person who want to become a member of not-for-profit organization. Such amount we are going to call it as subscription. It is the income to the not-for-profit organization. And secondly, as you know, capital fund. Frequently we may come across the term capital fund. What is capital fund? See, capital fund is nothing but difference between the opening values of assets minus liabilities. See here, as you know, in the organization, we may find the various assets and liabilities. So, what is the difference between the assets and liabilities? For that, we are going to call it as capital fund. This capital fund always we have to take in a balance sheet. It is the amount we have to show in the balance sheet. So to this capital fund we have to add the various items such as donation received, if any capital item, entrance fees if any, legacies received, and any other fund received towards this capital fund. So we are going to add it to this capital fund. And if there is any surplus, that has to be added to the capital fund. And then next one is, as you know, donation. Donations. What do you mean by donation? Donation is the amount of money or property given by any person or given by the donor to the non-profit organization. organization. So here, suppose if there is a big amount, that amount has to be capitalized. Once again, this donation is the amount, is the money or property given by any person or any organization, to the not-for-profit organization. So that is what is called donation. If it is a big amount, then we are going to capitalize. If it is a small amount, then we have to show as a income. That is what is called donation. And as you know, here, next one is under this donation, we have two types. There are special donation and general donation. Specific donation and general donation. See here, specific donation. Specific and general. So what do you mean by specific donation? If any amount or property received by the donor for specific purpose, for that amount we are going to call it as specific donation. For example, if any amount received by a donor to construct a swimming pool in a college or in an organization, so for that amount we are going to call it as specific donation. That amount has to be used only for that specific purpose, and you cannot use that amount for any other purpose. That is what is called specific donation. Suppose if any other person has paid some 10 lakh rupees donation to construct a classroom to the education institution, then whatever the amount we have received from the donor, that amount has to be utilized only to construct the classroom, and we cannot use that amount for any other purpose. That is what is called specific donation or specified donation. And another one is general donation. That is what we call it as general donation. We are going to receive for any other purposes. We can use this as a amount. If the donation amount is very small, that amount can be treated as a revenue income. If it is a big amount, or if any instructions is given in the problem, then we have to treat that as a capital item. This is all about donation. And then fourth one is legacy. Legacy. What do you mean by legacy? This is a very, very important item. So legacy is the gift or contribution given by any person or any organization to the not-for-profit organization as per his will. See, as you know, if a person is a deceased person, suppose he is in the deathbed, so he don't have any sons or daughters or any other relatives. So he is having some 10 lakh rupees worth of building. So that building may be donated, or that building may be contributed to the college for the purpose of running a classroom. So that is what is called legacy. Once again, this is a very, very important point. Legacy is nothing but it is the contribution or an amount given by deceased person or any other person to the non-profit organization as per his will or according to his will. So he is going to donate to the amount or any property to the organization, that is not for profit organization. For such an amount we are going to call it as legacy. And next one is entrance fees. Entrance fees is the amount payable by the members. Entrance fees is the amount payable by the members. It is to be
paid once to enter the organization or to, as you know, to become the member, they are going to charge some amount known as entrance fees. Again, this entrance fees generally we are going to treat that as a revenue income. Suppose in case in the problem, if you are given, suppose 50% of the entrance fees has to be treated as a capital item, then this 50% of the entrance fees has to be added to the capital fund. And then after this, sixth one is endowment fund. Endowment fund. So endowment fund is a fund or is an amount or property given by any person or an organization, given by any person or organization to a non-profit organization for a specific purpose. For the specific purpose, for such amount we are going to treat that as endowment fund. It is a fund given by any other person or given by any organization towards the not-for-profit organization in the form of cash or in the form of property to use that amount for specific purpose. So that amount can be utilized for the development of not-for-profit organization. This endowment fund is a capital item. Endowment fund is a capital item. This cannot be utilized for other purpose. This amount can be used only for that specific purpose. For such amount we are going to call it as endowment fund. And then next point is, that is what you call it as endowment tournament fund. Tournament. See, tournament fund is another important fund created by this non-profit organization. Tournament fund is a fund created for a specific purpose. Say, for example, in any educational institutions, to conduct a tour to the students, what is the amount collected from the students? They are going to create a fund called tournament fund. This tournament fund has to be collected by these educational institutions for a specific purpose. One thing should be noticed here, so it is a capital item. Suppose if any amount spent for the purpose of conducting the tournament, or conducting the tour, so as you know, we have to deduct that tournament expenses from this tournament fund in the balance sheet in the liability side. And whatever the amount left, that amount has to be shown. That amount has to be shown in the balance sheet. Suppose we have collected tournament fund of ₹1 lakh rupees. Out of which, suppose we have spent some 60,000 rupees to conduct tour for a particular year, and 1 lakh minus 60,000. So what is the balance is? Remaining 40,000 has to be shown in the balance sheet in the liability side. That can be used, that fund amount can be used for next year. So therefore, if a specific fund, tournament fund is given, then tournament expenses has to be deducted from the tournament fund. If tournament fund is not maintained or not created, then whatever the tournament expenditure made by the education institution, that amount can be treated as revenue expenditure, and it has to be shown in the expenditure side of income and expenditure account. And then after this tournament fund, then we have another fund called prize fund. Prize fund is another fund created by not-for-profit organization. It is a fund created for a specific purpose. And for a specific purpose, we mean this fund is created to give away the prizes. As you know, in educational institutions, they are going to conduct sports. After conducting the sports, at the end of the year, they are going to give some prizes to the winning students. They are going to conduct various sports events, and those to the winners, they have to give some prizes. So therefore, that prizes has to be given out of this prize fund. So this prize fund is a fund created by this non-profit organization, to give away the prizes, And then apart from this, we have that is life membership fees. So here, life membership fees. What do you mean by life membership fees? Life membership fees is the amount given by the member of non-profit organization. Member of a non-profit organization. The very name itself says, if that person has paid once during his lifetime, then he is not supposed to pay every month or every year. That is what is called life membership fee. So to become a life member, suppose in the not-for-profit organization, they have fixed some amount, that is 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakhs. If once he has paid 10 lakh rupees to the not-for-profit organization, especially in the sports clubs, or libraries or any other organization, if once he has paid some amount, what is the amount fixed by the non-for-profit organization, then he need not pay every month or every year. That's why it is called life membership fees. So, once in a life, he is supposed to pay the life membership fees. The life membership fee is a capital item. That should not be treated as a revenue item. That has to be capitalized. That life membership fees has to be added to the capital fund. And then after this life membership, that is what you call it as, one more we are having, that is honorarium and deferred revenue. That is honorarium. Honorarium. What do you mean by honorarium? So, as you know, here in the case of not-for-profit organization, especially in the case of hospitals, as you know, they are going to what you can call these specialized doctors to give the treatment to their patients. So, whatever the service rendered by these specialized doctors to them, the management of the hospital is supposed to pay some lump sum amount for the service rendered by them. So for that we are going to call it as honorarium. Honorarium is the amount paid by this not-for-profit organization to the service rendered by them. So here generally in the case of hospitals, whatever the amount paid by the hospitals to the doctors for the service, for that we are going to call it as honorarium. And whatever guest lecture by educational institution, whatever the amount paid by the educational institutions to the lecturers who has given a guest lecture, for that also we can call it as honorarium. So that honorarium is a recurring in nature. It is a repetitive in nature. It is a revenue item that has to be shown in the expenditure side of income and expenditure account. And then lastly, that is we are going to call it as deferred revenue expenditure. Deferred revenue expenditure. So this is very important. Deferred revenue. See, this is a very, very important aspect. As you know, in the beginning itself, you have studied what do you mean by capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Here, this deferred revenue expenditure is somewhat different from that capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. See, this is a very, very important point. They are going to ask for 2 marks. What do you mean by deferred revenue expenditure? See here, you see carefully. A deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure incurred by not-for-profit organization, and this amount which is not exhaust in the year in which it is incurred, but the benefit of which is extended to the number of years. For such an item, we are going to call it as deferred revenue expenditure. Once again, students, deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure which is incurred, which is not, deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure which is not written off in the year in which it is incurred, but it is spread over to the number of years. And the benefit of which is extended to the number of years. For example, as you know, in the case of heavy advertisement expenditure incurred in promoting a new product. If they are introducing a new product into the market, then they have to spend lakhs, crores of rupees heavy advertisement charges. So that heavy advertisement charges cannot be treated as an expenditure for a particular year. The benefit of that advertisement they are going to get for a number of years. So suppose if this year they advertise their product, so sales may increase next year or next year or other year. So therefore what they are going to do is they are going to write off the amount to the benefit to which year we are going to get. So for such an expenditure we are going to call it as deferred revenue expenditure. It is a very, very important. Once again, a deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure which is not written off in the year in which it is incurred, but it is spread over to the number of years through which we are going to get the benefit. The examples of deferred revenue expenditure are heavy advertisement charges incurred by a non-profit organization, and then what you call brokerage charges on issue of shares and debentures. Brokerage charges on issue of shares and debentures, and then preliminary expenses. Do you know what do you mean by preliminary expenses? Preliminary expenditures are those expenditures which is spent by the newly established joint stock companies. As you know, while establishing a joint stock company, they have to acquire land, they have to contact the brokers, they have to contact the lawyers, they have to pay some amount. For such amount, we are going to call it as preliminary expenses. It is the amount incurred at the time of establishing a company or an organization. So, such amount. So, for example, this amount may be spent by this non-profit organization while forming this organization. So, they have to spend some amounts, other various amounts. For such amounts, we are going to call it as preliminary expenses. So, the examples of deferred revenue expenditure are heavy advertisement expenses incurred in promoting a new product, and then commission and brokerage charges paid in while issuing the shares and debentures, and the preliminary expenses are the examples of deferred revenue expenditure. So these are the important points to be noted while working out the problem. If you are well versed with these items, you can easily work out. Because as you know, subscription is a revenue item. It is an income to the not-profit organization. Capital fund is a fund that should not be used for any other purpose. And then donation is also, as you know, capital item. Suppose in the problem, if he has asked us to treat as a revenue, then we have to treat accordingly. Legacy is also capital item. It is a gift given by the deceased person as per his will. It is the gift or the contribution given by the deceased person as per his will to the not-for-profit organization. That cannot be used for this revenue item. That has to be capitalized. That has to be capitalized. And likewise, entrance fees. It is the amount collected by the not-for-profit organization. Generally, so in the problem they are going to give entrance fees. So entrance fee, we have to treat accordingly. In the problem, if you have asked us to treat this 50% of the entrance fees as a capital item, then you have to take only 50% as a revenue expenditure. Likewise, endowment fund. This also, suppose if any endowment fund is given, that cannot be used for other purposes. So that endowment fund, if any amount spent out of this endowment fund, so that we have to deduct it in the balance sheet and show in the balance sheet. And likewise, tournament fund. It is a fund created by not-for-profit organization to conduct the tours. Suppose if any amount spent to conduct the tour, that amount has to be deducted from the tournament fund and the balance amount has to be shown in the balance sheet. Prize fund is also a capital item. So whatever the prize awarded by the not-for-profit organization, out of this prize fund, that amount has to be deducted and shown in the balance sheet in the liability side. So life membership fees, as you know, I have already told you, life membership fees, it is the amount paid by the member only once in his lifetime. Only once in his lifetime. So he cannot pay every month or every year. So up to his life, he can enjoy the benefits of the not-for-profit organization. Likewise, honorarium is a revenue expenditure that has to be paid by the not-for-profit organization to get the services from the various faculties. Either they may get the services from the doctors, services from the lecturers, or services from the lawyers. So whatever the amount paid to them, for that amount we are going to call it as honorarium. And this deferred revenue expenditure, as I already explained, a deferred revenue expenditure is an expenditure which is not written off in the year in which it is incurred, but it is spread over to the number of years in which we are going to get the benefit. Examples of deferred revenue expenditure are preliminary expenses, heavy advertisement charges incurred in promoting a new product, and then commission and brokerage charges incurred at the time of issuing shares and debentures. So these are the important points that are to be noted while preparing while working out the problem. If you are well versed with this, you can easily work out the problem. Otherwise, you may find it very difficult to work out the problem. Students, so far I have explained the various terms which we often use while preparing the accounts, while preparing the what you call it as receipts and payments account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. Now, after this, let us work out the similar problem what we have worked out yesterday. The same type of problem you are going to get for your forthcoming examination. So here, let us come to this numerical problem number in your textbook. Numerical problem number 9. See, numerical problem number 9 in your textbook, that is page number, I think, problem number 9. See in your textbook, page number 55. Page number 55. So this is a very, very important problem. The same type of problem you are going to get in your examination. So just I will read out. I hope that all of you are in textbook. Textbook, that is volume number 1 like this. Accountancy not for profit organization and partnership accounts. So like this, I hope that all of you are having this textbook. Students, one thing I would like to advise you, without the textbook, you cannot follow the problem. You cannot work out the problem. So it is very difficult to understand. So therefore, I advise always you have to keep this textbook and you have to see this problem while I am working out this problem. So problem number 9, I am going to read out this problem. Page number 55. I hope that all of you are having textbook. From the following receipts and payments account of Jan Kalyan Club, prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet for the year ending March 31st, 2013. So here also, if you have purchased a new book, there they have given the different years. So I think they may given 2016, 17 and 18, or they may given that is 17, 18 and 19. Don't get confused here. So in this problem here he has given receipts and payments account for the year ending March 31st, 2013. So not necessary to read out that receipts and payments account. Apart from this, additional information here he has given. So in the examination you are going to get the same type of additional information what he has given. Just I will read out. So he has given the 2 columns. So as on 1/4/2012, this is the previous year, and as on 31st March 2013, this is the current year. So we have to work out the income and expenditure account and balance sheet. So before we work out, we have to find out the capital fund. As I have already explained to students, so to work out the balance sheet, final balance sheet, so you have to see that in the problem whether he has given capital fund or not. If he has not given the capital fund, then we have to work out the opening balance sheet. So how to find out the capital fund? Capital fund is nothing but difference between the opening values of assets minus liabilities. So here he has given the opening values of various assets in this problem. So firstly I would like to prepare opening balance sheet. So here I am ruling this for balance sheet. See here. Balance sheet as on that is here is given 1/4/2012. So in this as a year liabilities, rupees, assets rupees. So in the receipts and payments account here he has given the cash in hand as on 1/4/2012. That is, you take this cash in hand here he has given 6,800. Cash in hand here he has given 6,800. And you come to these adjustments, students. Subscription received in advance. So here as on 1/4/2012, that is in 2012 they have received a subscription in advance. That means they have received subscription which relates to the next year. So therefore this 1,000 rupees constitutes liability for the year 2012. That is received in advance. Subscription received in advance. So here is the liability. Subscriptions received in advance. What is the amount? 1,000 rupees. Subscription received in advance 1,000 rupees. and subscription received in advance as on 31st March 2013. Subscription received in advance. So that we have to take in the closing balance sheet. And then outstanding subscriptions. So as on 1/4/2012, outstanding subscription, that is subscription earned but not received. So as on 1/4/2012, that is the income earned but not received. Outstanding subscription 2000 rupees. So here we have to take into account outstanding subscriptions 2000 rupees. Outstanding subscriptions, and 3700 is outstanding for the current year. And then other items, that is what he has given, outstanding rent here he has given. So outstanding rent, see, 1000 rupees as on 1/4/2012, that is expenditure incurred but not paid. It is a liability. Here we have to take outstanding rent, expenditure incurred but not paid, 1000 rupees. And then various other assets that he has given in this. So you see here, stock of stationery. Here he has given stock of stationery as on 1/4/2012. That is an asset. Here you take stock of stationery. Stock of stationery, here he has given 1200. 1200. And likewise books, he has given. Books is an asset, that is 13,500. Furniture here he has given 16,000. 16,000. You see here, I hope that all of you have taken, that is opening, so here, and then interest on investment. You see here, this is very important, students. Interest on investment at 5% for the full year. So that is 5% for the full year. What is the amount of investment? So investment we have to take, because here he has given only at the rate of 5%. The interest on investment they have received here is 5,000. So therefore, what is the amount of investment, we have to find it out. So here, for that we have to find it out. Investment. So investment, for the interest is only 5,000 rupees. 5,000. Interest is 5,000. So this is at the rate of 5%. So therefore, here for 100%, how much? 100 by 5. So then we are going to get the cost of the investment. This is a very important. Investment, they have received interest rupees 5,000 at the rate of 5%. Then what would be the investment? What would be the cost of the investment for 100%? For 5%, they have received interest at the interest 5,000. Then what is the cost of the investment? So therefore, to find out the cost of the investment, 5,000 into 100 by 5. That comes to 1 lakh rupees. Investment. So this is how we have to find out the cost of the investment. Now students, you find out the differences. Then I hope that you are going to get these differences. Now let us see total is how much it comes. to get the capital fund of rupees 1,37,000. Any item we have left here, I think that is, let us see, 6,800 cash in hand we have taken. Outstanding subscription 2,000 we have taken. Stock of stationery 1,200. Books 13,500. Furniture 16,000. Okay. And then investment 1 lakh rupees. 1,39,000. Okay, this is correct. 1,39,000. Here also you put it 1,39,000 on the other side. $1,39,500. So you have to find out this. This difference is 1,37,500 is the in your textbook here is given. That is what you call as capital fund. Capital fund. This is how we have to find out the capital fund, students. So capital fund in the textbook, as you know, you see opening capital fund 1,37,000. So now we have to prepare the income and expenditure account. Let us pass on to prepare the income and expenditure account. So all of you would for income and expenditure account. Income and expenditure account of what is the name that he has given? It is Jana Kalyan Club. Expenditure account of Jana Kalyan Club. Jana Kalyan Club was on 31st March 13. This is expenditure rupees income. So now let us come to this income side, that is a receipt side. Subscription total year is given 60,200. By subscriptions here, by subscriptions total year is given 60,200. Take in the inner column, and then you see the adjustments. Subscription received in advance. That means subscription received in advance for during the year 2012. That is an income for the current year. So that we have to add. Add subscriptions received in last year. Subscription received in last year for the current year 1,000 rupees. And then subscription received in advance. So what is the amount we have received? 60,200. That includes the advance for the year 2014. They have received 3,200. That we have to deduct. Less subscriptions received in advance. That is for the next year. That is 3,200. We have to less. So if you 2,200 you have to less. And then subscriptions, outstanding subscriptions. So for the current we have to less, and then we have to show here subscription 61,200. From this we have to less 3,200. 68,000. And then, as you know, one more adjustment is there. Outstanding subscription, that is income earned but not received. Income earned but not received. That we have to add to this. Income earned but not received that is rupees 3,700. So outstanding subscription and outstanding subscription rupees 3,700. 3,700. Here that is 7. It's, I think, got some difference amount. Let's see. So subscriptions to outstanding subscription 2,000. Where you got this outstanding subscription for 2012. So we have to less for this year, and then less outstanding subscriptions. So we have received last year outstanding subscriptions 2,000. This includes 2,000 rupees. That we have to deduct. Now we are going to get the difference is, that is 69,700 is the total amount of 59,000. 59 outstanding. No. Like that is so 60,200. Okay. 1,000 rupees we have added. Okay. 60 plus 1,000, 61,200, and outstanding subscription for 2012. So that we have deducted 2012. Outstanding subscription for 2013. We have added 3,700 we have added, and subscription received in advance 3,200 we have deducted. So that is correct how we have worked out. Outstanding subscriptions 2,000, and then outstanding subscription for 2013 3,700. Total is 59,700. Somewhere I think 61,000 minus. Oh, this is 58,000. 58,000 minus 3,700. Less multiply. 61,700. From this, if we deduct 2,000, that comes to 59,700. 59,700. And apart from this, we are having donations. By donations, here by donations we are having 3,000. And then entrance fees 800. Entrance fees 800. Interest on investment. Interest on investment we are having 5,000 rupees, as in the problem here is given 5,000 rupees. So now I would like to come to the expenditure side, that is loss on sale of furniture 2, loss on sale of furniture. Yes, as you know, the cost of rupees 6,000 furniture they have sold for rupees 4,000. 6,000 minus 4,000. So cost of 6,000 furniture they have sold for rupees 4,000. So they here they have incurred a loss of rupees 2,000 rupees. And then 2 salaries. 2 salaries he has given 24,000. 24,000. Traveling expenses 6,000. traveling expenses here he has given 6,000, and then you have to find out the depreciation on stationery. To stationery, he has given the stationery they have purchased during the year is 2,500. To this add opening stock of stationery 1,200 we are having 1,200, and then total comes to 3,500. In this problem we are given the closing less closing stock of stationery 800. So the difference we are going to get, that is 2,700 is the depreciation. 2,700, and likewise to rent. To rent 16,000. One adjustment is there. So here outstanding rent for the current year. Outstanding rent 1,000, and then so outstanding rent for 2017. So 1,000 outstanding rent. So last year we have to deduct less outstanding rent for 2016. 1,000 should have paid, that includes 16,000 rent of last year. So we have to deduct that 15,000, add outstanding rent for the current year, that is 2,000 rupees. So total is 17,000. Total is 17,000. Then to repairs. To repairs 700. So then depreciation on books. Depreciation on books here is given, that is opening 13,000. Opening 13,500, and then purchases during the year, add purchase 6,000, add purchase 6,000, total is 19,500. Then less closing stock. Less closing stock, here we are having closing stock of books, that is closing stock depreciation on books, closing stock 16,500. Deduct this, that the balance is 3,000, and I will work out here. Just I will continue here, students. Stock of that is depreciation on books is over. Then depreciation on furniture to depreciation on furniture. So furniture opening balance is 16,000. Then sold furniture less sold 6,000 rupees. So we are having 10,000 rupees. Less closing, that is 8,000 rupees. So now we are having only 2,000 rupees of depreciation on furniture. And then if you find out this difference, the total we are going to get here is the total amount we are going to get here is 68,500. This total, if we carry here 68,500, 68,500, and the difference comes here, that is 11,100. 11,100 is the, what you call it, as surplus. So in the textbook here he has given the surplus is rupees 11,100. So as you know, opening capital we have already ascertained, that comes to 1,37,000 students, and then we have already prepared the income and expenditure account. In that income and expenditure account we got surplus of rupees 11,100. And finally I am going to work out the balance sheet. I am going to work out the balance sheet. Let us see, you take quickly the balance sheet. Rule for balance sheet of, the subscriptions received in advance, that is a liability. Subscriptions received in advance for the current year, that is 3,200. What he has given in the problem. Outstanding rent. Rent incurred but not paid is rupees 2,000. Outstanding rent. And then capital funds, that we have what we have already ascertained. Capital fund is 1,37,500. To this we have to add life membership fees. Life membership fees. What we have received life membership fees is 7,000, and to this add surplus what we have ascertained 11,100. So that total comes to 1,55,600. 1,55,600. And then you come to this asset side, that is cash in hand. As you know, here you take closing cash you have to take. In the payment side here is given cash in hand. Cash in hand is 1,800. And then outstanding subscriptions. Subscriptions are but not received during the year, 3,700. And then investments. Investment, as you know, we have already calculated that investment 5,000 into 100 by 5. That is, investment is 1 lakh. Books, opening value of books is 13,500. To this add purchase 6,000. So add purchase 19,500. From this less depreciation, what we have already calculated, depreciation is 3,000. So that is 16,500. Likewise furniture. furniture opening value is 16,000, and then less sold furniture we have sold worth of rupees 6,000. Then balance we are having 10,000 rupees. Then less depreciation, what we have already ascertained in income and expenditure account, 2,000. So the balance is 8,000. And then building we are having building 30,000. Building 30,000. Stock of stationery. He has given stock of station at the end of the year 800. So this total comes to, that is 3,200, 2,000 and 1,55,600. 1,800, 3,700, 1 lakh is the investment, and book is 16,500, and then furniture is 8,000, building 30,000, stock of stationery is 800. Total comes to 1,60,800. The balance in total is 1,60,800. This is the balance sheet total. Let us check up now what is the balance sheet total he has given. Dear students, in the problem here is given balance sheet rupees, total of the closing balance sheet is 1,60,800. We got 1,60,800 liability side, and the asset side also we got 1,60,800. So this is how we have to work out the problem on not for profit organization. This is the closing balance sheet. This is income and expenditure account, and opening balance sheet we have already worked out. One thing should be noticed here, students, when you come to the college, once again I will refresh your mind, because as you know, this is the first time you are seeing, you are getting the classes in online classes. So some students, you may or may not follow this. So when you come to the college regular class, just I want to refresh your mind, students. Okay, I hope that all of you are doing well. And in the next class, I am going to take up another